El material audiovisual que se verá a continuación ha sido utilizado única y exclusivamente con fines formativos y de entretenimiento. Se recomienda la discreción del espectador. Viajero del tiempo, que dice venir del año 2030, pasa el detector de mentiras. Un joven llamado Noah pasó la prueba del detector de mentiras tras revelar que Donald Trump será reelegido y la inteligencia artificial asumirá el control del mundo, en un hecho insólito de alguien que se autonombra el viajero del tiempo. El chico afirma que ha arriesgado su vida para viajar en el tiempo, pues su misión es contar lo que el mundo tiene reservado, por lo que también habló sobre que Google Glass Style se extenderá ampliamente y el Bitcoin será cada vez más popular. Además, asegura que el presidente de los Estados Unidos en 2030 será una figura misteriosa llamada Yana Remike y que los humanos llegarán al planeta Marte en el año 2028. Pero eso no es todo, pues los autos eléctricos podrán viajar tan rápido como el de diésel y se curarán muchas formas de cáncer. En cuanto a este personaje, dice tener 50 años, pero luce joven gracias a un medicamento para el rejuvenecimiento. Tengo pruebas sólidas para probar lo que he dicho, pero no estoy seguro de aún poder revelarlas, contestó a los miles de escépticos. Te invito a que te suscribas a mi cuenta de Dailymotion, que es donde subo los videos que YouTube me ha eliminado de esta plataforma. Bueno amigos, espero les haya gustado mi video. Suscríbete a mi canal si quieres seguir viendo más videos como este. Recuerda darles like, compartir y todo lo que tú quieras. Se despide de ustedes su amigo Julius Jazz. Esto fue Jazz Videoblogs. Hasta la próxima.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Apex TV. Today we're talking with Noah, who claims to be a time traveler from the year 2030. We're actually doing the highly anticipated lie detector test. I know a lot of you have been looking forward to this, and we're finally doing it. So I'm excited to be sitting down here with you, Noah. How are you doing today?
I'm just a little stressed, man. But overall I'm feeling great, and normal, it's been great. Not much I can say. It's been kind of hard to get into the United States, which I'm glad I am.
So as you guys can see, we have Noah hooked up to a lie detector here. It actually monitors his heartbeat, his heart rate, his blood pressure, among other things, and I just want to emphasize that these lie detector tests are not 100% correct, but I think it'll give us a basis to base our evidence and everything else on. So we're going to be asking Noah a few questions. Could you show that to the camera real quick, Noah? Okay, Noah, let's just start off with the basics, and we'll see what the lie detector says. First off, are you an actual time traveler from the year 2030?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, we will be taking a look at the results of this lie detector after the video is over, so I'm excited to see what it says. Now we're just going to be taking a look at some of the more common questions that people ask you. So Noah, a lot of people ask us if you have any actual evidence that you are a time traveler.
Yeah, so I have no physical evidence besides the thing that's in my wrist and, predictions, but I'm not sure if I can give them due to a paradox.
So another thing a lot of people are wondering is if you're actually in any danger by telling us this. Is your safety jeopardized by you telling us?
Yes, but I can get away from it easily, so it's all good with me. I don't think nothing's gonna happen to me for a while. I don't think I'm gonna be, caught by anybody.
So what do people use as currency in the future? Do we use does it kind of shift to cryptocurrency?
Yeah, we use a little bit more of Bitcoin, but not too much. We still use cash money, but just a little more Bitcoin.
Do we still use coins?
Yeah, we still use regular money, just a little bit more Bitcoin.
How about pennies? Do they still exist?
Yeah, pennies still exist in 12 years.
So I know you mentioned other videos if Trump's going to be reelected. Is that true?
Yes, he is going to be reelected.
Okay. And how about from the time you're from, in 2030, who's going to be president?
Yolanda.
So, Noah, what are your thoughts on the other time travelers that we've interviewed, like the guy from 2055, for example, or any of the other ones?
Well, I believe some of them are fake, but then again, some of them have a convincing story, and I shouldn't be the one to judge. People judge me anyways.
Mm-hmm. And you are a real-time traveler?
Yes, I am a real-time traveler.
So, Noah, can you tell us a little bit about the technology of 2030? Like, what about cell phone technology? That's been like one of the biggest revolutions. How small and condensed computers have gotten.
Yeah. Well, cell phones have only gotten bigger. They've got more edge display.
Bigger?
Yeah, yeah.
So like tablets in your pocket?
No, not tablets. Just not like they're still phone size, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they have edge display a lot, and they also have like more accurate swipes and everything, and they're more quicker, cleaner, and like a bunch of other things like it's faster internet, and they're kind of like the same as now. There's no holographic phones yet.
There isn't, okay.
Yeah.
Because we interviewed a guy from 2055, and he says they have holographic phones by then. But we got to keep in mind you're from 2030, right? A lot of people were saying that in the video you were featured in. You were from the year 2021, or you claimed to be. But you say you're from the year 2030.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Well, I started time traveling in 2021, so I think that's like my natural year. But like I was living up to the year 2030, when it came back.
So are you hoping to live until the year 2030 or 2028? You say time travel is going to be existed. Is that correct?
No, it's going to be like it's already invented. It's just introduced to the public.
So we recently interviewed a guy who claims to work on quantum computers. Are quantum computers used for time traveling?
I think some of them, but for there we go. They are, but there's other ways, and I don't use the way for quantum computers.
You don't. Could you tell us about the method you would actually use to time travel?
Yeah, I use a bunch of electricity around me, or like if I'm not in the place where I'm supposed to time travel. Usually, I'm in this giant dome underground where like electricity generates, and then I the technology over my body will fire up, and then I just time travel.
Interesting. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of actually time traveling? What happens? Because we've spoken to some time travelers like Alexander Smith. He claims you kind of black out, but instead of seeing black, you see all white.
Yeah. There's different ways. For me, I think it's somewhere around like that, except it's like much more quicker.
Okay. And I know you mentioned you actually have something implanted in your wrist.
Yeah, it's like around right here.
What about transportation in the year 2030? Do people still take airplanes?
Yeah, people still take airplanes. Electric trains are more, a little bit more used because they're faster.
Like that maglev technology where they levitate a little?
Yeah, but we're not using those yet. Well, we're still in the process of it. We're just almost, they're gonna be great. They go faster and for than any car.
What about hyperloops? Because I know there's one being built, I think, below Los Angeles. Does that actually get completed by the year 2030?
Yeah, it will by the year 2030.
Interesting, and I assume that's going to revolutionize transport because we can get to one place to another without having to wait in traffic. I think it's between San Francisco and LA. So by the year 2030, is global warming pretty bad?
Yeah, global warming is just pretty bad than it is now. It's a lot more hotter. It's not very much of a problem. It's like a still rising problem in 12 years.
So it's a rising problem. Are there any effects on the way people live in a society?
No, it's all good. There's just more hot. If you live in northern state in the United States, you'll be fine. It should be a little more hotter than you're used to.
Okay, just a couple degrees, or is it even that?
It's more than a couple degrees. But if you live in a country by the coast or a state California, you'll experience it'll be terrible for you. But if you live in Europe, it'll be much more colder due to a bunch of.
So how are we going to solve that? Are steps being taken to combat global warming?
Yeah, we're trying to, but we're not pushing against it yet because it's a huge giant thing that's happening. We're not even able to do anything about it. It's like it's still going, and we're trying to like we're just starting to make it so it's slow.
Yeah, one of the proposed things is that we could actually build a civilization on Mars. Is that taking place by the year 2030?
Yeah, in the 2030 we just started.
All right, so there's people on Mars.
Yeah, there is people.
Could you tell us what the exact year is that they go?
They go
for the first time.
2028.
2028, so the same year that time travel is invented. Yeah. Man, I'm looking forward to 2028. I mean, 10 years in the future, a lot can happen. I mean, look what happened in the last 10 years.
Yeah, there's a giant change in 2028.
I heard that might partly be because of quantum computers and artificial intelligence, which actually can improve upon itself. Yeah. Is that the case?
Yeah, that's mostly it.
So AI's become... Is it human level yet, artificial intelligence?
Not human level. It's gotten really good, though.
Okay. So it's not conscious?
It's not conscious, but it's really good, and it's really smart, and it's used for a lot of things.
All right. Do you believe that one day an AI could become conscious?
I don't think so.
Okay. So Noah, what about Apex TV? Have you heard of that in the year 2030?
Yeah, in the year 2030, you guys get a little popular. That's the reason why I was familiar with you guys, so that's why I kind of contacted you guys.
And may I ask, why did you contact us rather than like CNN, Fox News, or the mainstream media?
Yeah, I contacted a bunch of news stations rather like than you guys. I contacted, I contacted a bunch of, ones that are based in the U.S., the U.K. I talked to a bunch of them.
I saw a couple of them actually picked up your story, I think, in the U.K.
Yeah, they only picked up my story after, I got it.
After we interviewed you. Yeah. And by the way, guys, that interview's up on Paranormal Elite, which is our other channel. That's the original interview. We've done a bunch of live streams with you, and I look forward to doing our next live stream as well. And then after this, Noah, I know you mentioned you have something in your wrist or something.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, so could we possibly go actually have an appointment scheduled with my doctor later tonight?
Yeah, we're good. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so you're okay with getting x-rayed?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
So we might be able to put it in this video, but if we don't, it will be a separate video. But it might be in this video, guys. So after we're done with the interview, we'll show the actual the results of the x-ray. So speaking of global warming, do we kind of switch to alternative energy sources? Like, do we use solar power, wind power, hydroelectric power?
Yeah, we use a lot of that, like, but we were like slowing down on, fossil fuels and, nuclear power, but we're still, we're still persisting, on electric, like, things like, solar power. We're getting somewhere with there, and we'll be like, we'll be doing something with it, I think, but, in the year 2030, we're like just starting on it.
What about in terms of implementing it into cars?
In cars, it's not yet there because of the fact that, basically, like, if you're trying to drive at night, it's going to be annoying, because your car's going to shut down at night because there's no sun.
And if you're going long range, how are the ranges of electric cars in 2030?
Like a normal car, just a little longer.
So what you're saying is that in the year 2030, our electric cars will be able to go as far on a single charge as our gas cars right now.
Yeah, and like they're like right next to like the regular cars in the future.
Wow. But is it mostly electric cars or is it mostly gas cars?
Mostly gas cars, but electric cars are getting somewhere.
Okay. And part of the reason might be that, there's a lot of money tied up in gas.
Yeah.
So they might be pushing against it.
Yeah, plus electric cars are, kind of expensive at the moment.
And they're expensive, that's true.
Yeah, but they do save money, which is good.
And they save the environment.
Yeah.
So what about medical technology in the future? Do we advance a lot in terms of medical technology?
Yeah, a lot. But there's, a lot of people ask me, is there a cure to cancer? But there's no cure to cancer because there are various forms of cancer.
So how about types of cancer? Are there cures to those?
There's types of cancer, but there's cures.
That are cures, okay.
What about other diseases, or are many other diseases cured by the year 2030?
Yeah, a lot of diseases are cured by year 2030. Just not, not a lot because it's, a bunch of diseases don't cure over just 12 years.
Okay, Noah, can you tell us a little bit about robots in the year 2030? Not regarding like artificial intelligence, but do they have like humanoid robots that can tend to the house, do the dishes, put the kids to sleep?
Not yet, not yet. They're just starting on that. They're starting on it now. There's robots that can move around the house, like Amazon, Alexa, and a bunch of stuff. But they kind of can move around the house. But that's all we got so far. We're not like much innovated in that area. But we will be in like a couple of years. I guarantee it.
Is the Earth flat?
No, the Earth is not flat.
Okay, and a lot of people will ask, me not included, but a lot of people will ask, how do you know it's not flat?
Because it's really cheap to get out into space. Like, and a lot of people are doing it, and they're seeing that for themselves.
So the price comes down. Consumer space flight is available. What about taking a trip to the moon? Do we have bases on the moon?
Yeah, we don't have nothing on the moon right now. Like we did like have more people travel to the moon, but like right now we don't have any bases or anything on there.
Okay, but we have traveled to the moon since we did in late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about entertainment in the year 2030?
Yeah, mostly entertainment is as it is now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about TV? Do people still pay for cable?
Yeah, people don't still pay for cable at all. But like, in the future, one tiny bit of entertainment that's starting up is virtual reality.
Okay. And how advanced does the VR get by 2030? Because I've done the Oculus Rift, and as of right now, you have a cable coming off you, so you can get tripped. Yeah. But it is amazing. It's like room scale VR. You can kind of see the pixels. How is VR in the year 2030?
Basically, it's a little more, it's a little more sharper and more real life, and that you can get stuff with it to make it more better and easier and make it more realistic. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Do people go to movies and put on VR headsets?
No, not yet. There's special places where you can, but it's.
What about drones? Do we have like quad propeller helicopters, or like a drone that can carry a person?
Yeah, we already we have those, and they're kind of used for rich people for taxis. Like right now, we're still working on them. We're trying to get them cheap and easy to buy.
I heard one of the arguments for one of those was to, if you have, I think, 8 propellers or so, if one of the engine fails, you'll still be able to fly.
Yeah, because there's backup ones too.
Do people still read paper books in the year 2030?
Yeah, people still read paper books, but there's still ebooks that are used. But there's still those paper books. Ebooks have kind of improved ever since for a while.
So by the year 2030, do we discover intelligent alien life?
Yeah, we do.
Intelligent?
Yeah, intelligent.
Whoa.
Yeah, like they're able to fly, which is actually insane.
So Noah, we have the lie detector running right now, and I'm really interested to see the results of this. But can you tell us, for a 100% fact, if you're telling the truth?
Yes, for 100% fact, I am telling the truth. I am not a liar. I am a time traveler from the year 2030.
Do you swear to God?
I swear to God.
It's inevitable that we're going to get a lot of feedback from this video of people saying that you're not telling the truth. And again, I don't want to give my opinion because I don't want to influence anybody who's watching this opinion. But what do you say to all the skeptics out there who don't believe what you're saying?
I can see where you guys are coming from, and I believe you guys have a point. But the reason why I keep arguing with you guys is just eventually maybe you guys might believe me. Maybe I'm just trying to I'm trying to get as much as people to aware of the fact that the government is lying to you.
So Noah, we just took the lie detector off you, and I want to thank you for coming on the show with us today. It was a real pleasure to talk with you again. I actually wanted to give you this. It's a Apex TV time travel shirt. You guys can see a link down in the description if you want to get one.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, it's just
we've talked with you so many times. This is our second time actually speaking in person, but we've done a couple live streams with you. I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is great. I'm gonna wear this tomorrow.
And again, for everybody watching this, link is down in the description if you want to get one of these hoodies or that t-shirt right there. We want to thank Noah for coming on the show once again. Thank you, Noah, and I hope to talk with you soon. We'll be going to the doctors now to do the x-ray test, and I hope to do another live stream with you soon.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yep, no problem.